Boom, bam, we're live. Welcome. Day 51. Yeah, man. All right. For those of you that have been following along, I'm on the road to 1,000 on TikTok, and it is going well until it isn't. So it's interesting. I like to put funny, sarcastic, little parody lines in some of my videos. And apparently, when you try to have a little bit of humor, there are a lot of things you just can't say, or your video just gets shut down, right? So I have a list back here that I've been creating. Let me get out of the way for a minute. For those that you can see. So if you say any of these things in your videos and you're trying to put them out on like the social media, this is what gets your videos shut down. Any of this stuff, like literally no views, like your account gets flagged. So it's amazing. If you try to talk about addiction, missing persons, if you say no more detailed, if you say Karen asked for, if you say stop, price breaks, don't fall behind, bank account empty, how to find the best employees, it's crazy. If you say that, the algorithm just shuts your video down. And the way I figured this out was I'll post a video and immediately I should get certain traction on my certain accounts. Like clockwork. Every video, boom, couple hundred views, no problem. Until it has something like that in it. And I literally have to then go back, hide the video, erase the video, change that phrase. I can throw that video back up on the algorithm and boom, it works again. So anyhow, if you are out there creating videos for your business and you like to do a little bit of comedy or parodies, sarcastic things, quick wit, stuff like that, harmless, except for the people that it's not, apparently. But just as FYI. So all this is important because I work with a guy who helps me with my social media. His name's Eric. He's been doing a great job. And we're able to pick this up quickly now to the point where I know within 1 hour of posting a video, whether it's if it's something that I have inadvertently said, mentioned, didn't think that would cause the algorithm to shut the video down. And I bring this up because some of my clients, and actually some people that I've talked to that would be really good clients, that are, some of them are just struggling to make money and they don't know if they're going to be in business next week, let alone, afford to get the assistance to pay for ads, to get coaching. So they're doing a lot of things themselves. They're doing things like that every day as well on their ads, and they don't know it because they're working by themselves. So I bring that up because one of the reasons why certain companies are able to iterate really quickly and succeed is because they work with people that are specialists in the industry. So like the gentleman that I'm working with, he understands advertising on social media. He understands building social media accounts, building them. And we can take a minute and look at my videos and within like 30 seconds be like, that's what you got to fix, that, take that one, do this, do that. So, and what I find so fascinating is, because I just had a conversation with a young woman whose business is struggling and I feel bad for her, right? Because I see how easy it is to fix and how much easier her business could be running today. And so you offer like the olive branch. It's like when you see someone who's thirsty, you're like, oh, would you like a glass of water? Now, the ego usually doesn't get in the way when it's a glass of water. Person will or won't. Some people just say no all the time. You ever notice that about yourself? Have you ever been out and someone asks you something and you're so defensive, you're like, you just say no, and then you're like, I guess I really did want that. Why did I say no? Well, that's your subconscious working, and it's a defense mechanism that's been built up over time, and it's partly there to protect you. And as you become a more evolved, more mature adult, you learn to hopefully tap into that and recognize, well, wait a minute, let me think before I respond to things. Is this person, can I trust this person? Is what they're saying, does it make sense? Will it help me? Is it something that I would like? Is it something I need? Is it something that, yes, would be beneficial to me? Okay. So my initial defense mechanism says to say no. But now that I've run it through a checklist, I can say yes. So anyway, I bring that up. I feel for some people out there. There are, obviously I work with some people that are not that way. They're very open. They see that they don't know how to do something and they're like, let's fix that, right? They see the beauty of being able to find people that can help them get to where they want to go faster. And they're like, perfect. If I invest in your training or I invest in your method, your framework, and I put that in to play at my place of business, I will get a return. I will earn money faster. Get there quicker and easier than if I just keep beating my head against the wall. So for those of you that are struggling, understand that oftentimes you're the reason that you're struggling because you're beating your own head against the wall. And you have to say to yourself, man, my ego is in the way again. It happens a lot. And it still catches me off guard in the beginning after all these years. I mean, I'm aware of it. Like I come into the conversation, I was like, a lot of people get in their own way. That's why most businesses fail. And I'm always optimistic. I'm like, not today. No, this person really wants their business to grow. That's what they tell me. They're frustrated that they're not selling. They're frustrated that they're, down to their last few dollars in their bank account. And then you talk to them and they're like, nope. They're so scared to admit that they don't know what they're doing. They have to do it on their own. And that's why their business fails. And then they come back. All right. So on a positive note, you can succeed. It is very easy. Those of you that tune in, I mean, we're at day 51. So if you've learned 51 AI prompts, man, consider yourself on the ball, right? Because there are people that are still just not even sure what AI does other than make, jokes. It's like, oh, it's something that's on the internet now and helps me search better. It is way more than that. All right. So I am pulling up some documents to get everything ready to go for tonight. And I hope you guys are getting as much out of it as I am. Again, it's amazing. I have many people reach out to me and I do appreciate it. And it's been great. I tell you, the thing I've learned in my life is I have grown in many different areas. If you've met me at different stages in my life, I was in a different place, right? I had a different understanding of things. And by no means do I have it all figured out. But progressively over time, I've been determined to learn and overcome a challenge and understand why that happened. What role did I play in it? How can I improve? I want to get stronger or be more this or suffer less, right? And to me, it makes life so fascinating and amazing and interesting. And, that's what I believe we're here to do, is to evolve and grow and take on the next challenge. So for those of you that like that and want that, you are in the right place because we are literally on the cutting edge. I am looking for one document and give me 1 second. So as I've told many of you, I'm not a big fan of typeset, and I've been looking to get a new booklet AI machine going, and I will let you know what I switch to, because typeset it's very laggy, has lots of issues. It does not work well. So what I've had to do is break up a lot of my content into multiple different things. 30-day AI prompt. So anyway, how many of you guys saw Sam Altman talk about the president and how soon what if the AI is smarter than the president, which it will be very shortly, right? It'll be smarter than any one person. So what happens then? Who makes the decisions when we might be better off just going to AI? Now, obviously, that's taken with a grain of salt, and you'll have to do some sort of filtering of the response. I'm going to play that little clip here. We have a moment. Um, you guys have been really supportive and great, so I know you'll appreciate this. If you're into what's happening in the AI world, then you will appreciate this. And I mean, it's almost to a point where you can't keep up, or it's a challenge, let's say, to keep up. And it's interesting. I post on it frequently, and I get people still arguing back that it's not the case. And I'm like, wake up, brother, wake up. And I get it, man. It's a scary place if you're not prepared. And that's the thing. It's what you think up here, right? You can embrace this and take it for the best ride of your life. You can have a whole new career. Like if you just start right now today and you embrace everything that you can about AI, you will have a whole new trajectory for your future self, bigger and brighter than probably anything you've ever seen. So, all right, let's play that. Um, we have a minute here to burn. All right, let's go. Ba-ba-da. Let me share the screen. Anyway, so I'll also understand why you're here that this gives me a lot of good practice. I've got multiple monitors set up, multiple programs running at once. I want you guys to be able to see. All right, here we go. All right. So that is one. Now let me show you one other one real quick. So that's the president talking about a digital payments. So if you're still in this remodeling game and you don't even take credit cards, you are so behind. Like I don't even know where to start. Wake up. You have like trust me on this. Get started taking credit cards. Do not make people write checks in this day and age. And because we're getting to a place where our currency, we are going to be going to digital. All right. And I also want to show you one other one. Give me a second here. You start creating so many, the thumbnails start to look like. All right, this is a good one. Here we go. So that's where we're at. Like Chat GPT and AI in general, it's no joke. So anyway, um, check out the TikTok count if you're on there. Just go to the Remodeling Academy and make sure you like the account. We're on a roll. So our goal here, we're hoping the plan is to be at 1,000 within a few more days, no more than 3 or 4. Hope is what the plan is, and then the next goal obviously is 10,000 and on up. But it has been every bit of a sprint to get there. And I share that because if you're out there and your business is not doing what it's doing and you want to generate more. So understand that I'm on a goal to get my message out to as many people as possible. I am building uh first I want the brand to be for North America, and eventually, it could go global, right? The Remodeling Academy, the the leader, the only place to go if you want to start a remodeling business and be a professional, right? We would give you all the support, all the frameworks, everything that you need to operate and run, grow, scale the most profitable and successful remodeling business ever in the quickest, shortest period of time, right? Things that used to take 10 years, if you come in through our program, you could be there in months. And so, as that is happening, what I'm doing every day is putting as much content out there as possible. So, literally, all you have to do is watch these videos and I walk you through a sales process. I share with you exactly what I would say, what I do say, what I have said, right? What I help other people learn how to say. And so it's there, it's free. Just watch the videos and you start picking up. I cover all the objections that come up. So the bulk of it is around selling and estimating because that's the first step. But there's also things in here about hiring and marketing and how to even get started in the business, right? But most of it is around, and some of the most popular videos have been sales objections, like 25. We're at 25,000 views right now for that one. This one is already surpassed that. This just came out the other day. That's Monday. That was 27,000 views. This one was this morning. It's got 1,600. Let's see. And 16,000 from a few days ago. Anyway, there's a few more that are in the nine. There's 6,000, 8,000 almost. So they happen fast. And all right, let's get off of that. So you guys have been tuning in for the 30-day AI prompt challenge, right? That is now into day 51. So let's get started. I might have to put a note for those of you that just want to get right into the content to jump into the 17-minute mark. Otherwise, you'll never know. So how do you turn dead leads into dollars with the AI reactivation campaign? I learned this years ago. When I first got into sales, I did lots of cold calling. That's all I would do. What was interesting, the company that hired me first out of college, I remember sitting in the meeting. We had to learn a 16-page sales script. You had to have it memorized by Thursday, the first week of training. So you show up on Monday morning, and by Thursday, so you got the script in advance when you were given a contingent offer. So that's when I also learned about how to make contingency offers, right? Trial-based offers. So that's what we started doing in our remodeling business. I would offer people a job, and I would say, "Hey, we're going to trial you. You're going to trial us." And there's going to be like a 30 to 90 day period. You would establish that based off the position and how well you knew the person. And it's not a full-time gig. Like, yes, we're going to let you work full-time hours, but you're not guaranteed anything until we pass this probationary period. And because I learned through that company, they would bring 65 people is what they would bring into the training every 2 weeks, I think it was. And they knew that they were, I think they wanted 6 to 3 people. It was less than 10% were going to survive. Now, not just the training, about, I think 40 of us would graduate through the training after the first, maybe a few more might make it through the first 2 weeks, but not many more made it for a month. And then, most people would quit, fall off. Some people, I think, just went there to check it out, and then they found out how hard it was, and they didn't want that. I mean, these are tough jobs. A lot of them were. So that job, we were given no accounts. I had to go out and get every single account. You just have to go get it. You find it. You just get out in your vehicle, you drive around, and then you use your phone. Back then, I didn't even have a cell phone. So I'd have to come back into the office either first thing in the morning, middle of the day, and at night. They didn't really like you coming in during the day. They wanted you out on the streets. They really thought that was the best way back then. Since then, companies have learned that there are other ways that, there's a combination is what I'm saying. It's not always to be out on the street. You got to do a little bit of both. And yeah, so you understand the importance. So we would build databases. I would collect business cards and then put that information into databases, right? And then what you would do is you would figure out a way to market to as many people as possible, whether it's sending a letter or a fax or an email, a broadcast. Um, and I was shocked at how much business I would generate. So I would do these about once a month. I would do a campaign and I would let people know, like, this is what's happening in the industry. And this is some deals that we're running, whatever promotion that we've got going on, or, expiration in a program. And then boom, I would broadcast that message out. And inevitably, I would send it. What I would do is set it up so that the message would go out overnight. And then the next day I would come in early and my voicemail, my email, I'd already have messages from people saying, yeah, we want to get this. We need that. Can you set us up for this? Like, just like that. And so I even, my second job out of college, we weren't given laptops at first. So I actually went and bought a used laptop from another friend of mine, really good friend, Tom, who was a sales rep. And I bought the laptop with the sole purpose of being able to do my own automated mailings. Like, I went and bought other software programs that would do everything, because the company let us have a computer at our desk, but we were limited to what that computer could do. And that wasn't going to cut it. Like, these are the things you have to do if you want to, I don't know. I guess if you just want to be successful, and maybe some people are just happy not being successful. I don't know. I think everyone wants to be successful. I think people just don't understand what it takes to be successful. And they're just given so many bad examples that you just don't, until you get around. That's why you really have to be in a community, so you can be around other successful people and you can realize, man, like, I don't get it. Like, my I won't get into that. Let's go. So here's why it works. Um, People's lives are constantly changing. That client that ghosted you last year, they might have just gotten a raise, a bonus, right? The guy who told you no, maybe he didn't hate you. Maybe that day he had just found out his wife was having some sort of, medical issue, was going to change the whole trajectory of their company, of their lives. I mean, the couple, the husband, the wife. And so he was in a bad mood. And that's why he's like, nah, we're just not going to go forward with the roof right now. But he didn't want to tell you. And you were like, I got to get out of here. You don't realize that sometimes people are just having a bad day. You never know. And sometimes when you ask, they won't tell you the truth. Some people are just that uncomfortable. A lot of people just don't have a lot of good social skills. They don't get a lot of human interaction. I just see it in my own neighborhood. I see people that just don't want to talk to anybody, right? They just live in their house. They work online. They take the dog for a walk. The dog's really their only companion. They just don't have good social skills. They don't like talking to people. The whole thing, everything about it makes them uncomfortable. They're insecure. And that's how a lot of people live their lives. So understand that sometimes when you're in someone's house trying to sell them, like, they might not have talked to anyone in person for 3 months. They might not have had a real person like in their house in a year. Who knows? So there can always be some discomfort that comes on, and social awareness and cues, you start picking up on that. You learn ways to diffuse the situation. But if you're not aware of that, you're going to get a lot of no's from those types of people, off the bat. So you're not being, you can take screenshots of this and then read it on your own. All right. Step 1. So here's your database. You have to use a CRM at the bare minimum. Gosh, if you're just doing this in like a Sheets or Docs, Google Sheets or Excel, I feel for you. But anyhow, got the names, emails, phone numbers, project types. You should have a post, whatever you did for them originally. Like, if you estimated something, you should put in there kitchen estimate, $90K. Reason they didn't go with you, said competitor's product was better, whatever. So people that just decide to not meet with you. Hey, we figured out we're going to hire someone else. We would pay for leads, and a lot of, so, you guys have to realize this. If you're paying for leads, other contractors are paying for leads. And what some contractors do is then they turn around. So they buy the lead from the lead service. So the lead service says, hey, we're only going to give the lead to 4 people. So you're one of the 4. But what you don't realize is one of the contractors is turning around and sells that lead to 4 other contractors. So the next thing this lead that you thought you were paying to be one of 4, now you're one of 8 or 12. What if 2 of the contractors on the list are doing the same thing? It happens all the time. So that's why you got to be careful. If you're dependent on like some of these paid lead services, you just don't know what you're really getting. They might be telling you they only sell it to 4 people, but then how do you know who the 4 people are? You just know that you're one of them. you know. Now, some of you will do well to be always inquiring, "Hey, anytime you get a lead through one of the lead services, first to call, but not necessarily always first to book the appointment." And what I mean by that is sometimes I found a better approach was to be the first to call. And then when you found out, if they're like, "No, no, we're setting up all the appointments," say, "Perfect. All right, I want you to promise me you'll wait till Friday, and I will come right after the last person. And here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'll do a free consultation where I'll review your competitors' bids, and I'll help you, and we'll analyze all their bids to see who understands your project the best and what is gonna work the most for you. Be happy to come out and do that." So if you want to do something for free, that's what you do. You don't give your price for free, but you would be willing to run out and analyze. And here's what happens when you go out and you act as their advocate and you sit there and you analyze all of the 3 other bids, you understand the playing field now. You understand everything that's going on. And then you can sit there and you can say to the homeowner, "Well, what do you like about this person's bid? What did you like about them? What did you like about that person's bid? What did you not like?" Okay. So if we took and put all 3 of these together to make the perfect contractor bid, what would that look like? And that's when you start writing down and you say, "Okay." And if it works for you, then now you have a bid and you win the job. It's just a different way of thinking when you're in that competitive environment. So we didn't always rely on that for leads, but if you do, that's one way to approach them. All right, let's get back to the prompts. So a little bit off the rails tonight. Man. AI prompt, you're going to write a reactivation sequence. So you're going to tell AI that they're a copywriter of a premium remodeling company. You have a list of old leads who either don't move forward, ghosted you, or worked with us in the past. Write a 3-message reactivation campaign. You want to rebuild trust, add value, and then see if you can reopen the conversation. You use a warm, helpful tone, not salesy. Speak to people who may now be ready or have more money or forgot about you, right? Include some light education, an optional offer, a reminder of what makes you different. Include subject lines, and there you go. Step 3, you build a 12-month AI-powered newsletter plan. So think about so with my remodeling business, my coach had me do this. It's Clay. He was awesome. Man, what I paid him per month, it was crazy. And what he helped me earn back was even more crazy when you think about it. I remember being so nervous. It was like $10,000 to get started with him. Wow. And that was over 20 years ago. And I remember writing, because back then, I think I did a credit card with him, but to charge when you're new in your remodeling business and you're like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to sign up for that $10,000 coaching program." And that wasn't I was doing like I did weekly calls, and that $10,000 didn't go far back then. So it's crazy. But that $10,000, I was able to earn hundreds of thousands by investing that 10. That's what's even more insane. And it baffles my mind when people just don't understand the return on investment you can get by tapping into someone else who's run something successful and can help you, and who helps other people across the country do all the same things. So you're iterating so much faster and you're learning from all the other people, right? So you see what works and what doesn't work, and you just spot it, and you just become so much more of an expert. So the other industries do this: real estate, insurance, dentists, HVAC companies. All of them have some sort of a newsletter approach, a mailer. It helps keep people in touch. You drive referrals, so you can do it too. And when you start doing it, it's easy. So look, take a screenshot of this. Let me move it over a little bit because I think my screen's blocking. There you go. So you'll want to get a screenshot of that, and that doesn't all fit at once. So anyway, so all your emails should be short, friendly, light, helpful, and end with a soft closed action. You see, that's your framework of all your newsletters. And here's your newsletter campaign for the whole year, right? Each month you have a different topic. Boom. You do all this at one time, put it into your system, set it, forget it, and it rolls. And then if you want, you could change it, but once a month. Let's look. What this month would be August. So here you'll do a you won't believe this before and after, inspire some action with a transformation story. Your little call to action is a short video, link, or replay, and they can schedule a consult. Nice and simple. Well, let's look for those of you who want to be ready for September. See, fall prep. What most homeowners forget, a little maintenance check off, some remodeling tips, and then maybe they book a check-in with you. Hey, come out, we can check your gutters for you, make sure everything's ready for winter time, make sure there's no big gaps, with ice, and let's check out the roof and how the chimney's flashed. I don't know. I mean, I don't know it depends on the service you offer. So, bonus tip to use for each month's email, just write a short, helpful newsletter, right? Use a friendly tone, one tip, and then a soft. So CTA stands for call to action, and that's what you put at the very bottom of the newsletter, right? Hey, if something in this newsletter interests you, give us a ring. Contact us here. Go to our funnel. You can recycle some old content. You could do a customer appreciation month. You could each month you could appreciate one project, one customer, and you could highlight them. And then homeowners start wondering, what month am I going to be in there? Right? So now they're excited to see your newsletter. These are little tricks that you do that will help you with your content over time. And then I can't tell you the number of customers that we would do their kitchen, and then they would call us back to do the bath, or then call us back for the deck or the roof. And it would almost always happen around the time that we sent out the mailer, because it triggers and they remember. They're like, yeah, we've been meaning to get our roof done. We just got Mike's letter, they do roofs. Look at that. They have a fall special, whatever, gutter guards, included, whatever, something, you add something in the price, free ridge vents, whatever. 50-day, the action plan for day 51. So you're going to export all your old leads. You group by category and status. You run an AI prompt for the reactivation. You schedule your first email, text campaign. You start your monthly newsletter habit. So there you go. So if you missed anything, all you got to do is go back page by page, screenshot it, and get to work. So I wish you guys the best. Day 51 is here and gone. Have a good one. All right. And for those of you that chime in every now and then, if you ever have a question while you're on here, all you got to do is put it in the chat. If not, no worries. So, but that is it for tonight, unless I don't even know if anyone's on right now. Take care, folks. Have a good one.